a lot about pleasure and some of the myths surrounding that.
There are no taboos when Dr. Laurie Betito takes the stage at John Abbott College's Jack in the Sack Week. She's here to shatter some myths about sex.
But guys should know what to do when it comes to sex.
Some topics bring smiles and snickers. Others are more serious.
One of the myths that I cover is that date rape is rare. Unfortunately, studies show it's not rare at all. 1 in 4 girls will be sexually assaulted by the time she's 18 years old. So that is a large, huge number, and we need to be concerned.
The problem, she says, is not enough people are taking it seriously, especially the age group most likely to be assaulted.
What is consent? I think a lot of kids don't know what consent actually means.
Or what assault is, even if it's happening right in front of them. This group of 16-year-old students from Lester B. Pearson High School say they've witnessed things at parties, though they weren't sure if it was assault.
I mean, I've been at parties where it's the girl's first time getting drunk, she has no idea what's going on, and the guys just do it even if it's a no.
Why do you think they do that?
Because it's easy, yeah, exactly, it's easier.
It's easy?
Yeah, and we all know the girl won't talk about it the next day, she's gonna be too embarrassed.
What makes it worse is some of these crimes are documented and shared on social media, amplifying the trauma. In the case of Halifax teen Rehtaeh Parsons, photos showed online of her assault led her to commit suicide.
You could post anything online. You could just literally ruin this person and sexually assault them at the same time. This, technology in general just made everything so much worse and took it to another level.
Even as words and images spread, victims stay silent. Fewer than 10% of all sexual assaults are reported, and police believe teens are even more reluctant to come forward, making these crimes even tougher to combat.
It's hard to prevent. It has to go through social awareness that it is wrong, that people shouldn't let this happen, and to disclose. The biggest prevention should be to disclose. This way maybe we can prevent further other victims.
The recent media campaign, Been Raped, Never Reported, has gone a long way to break that fear of disclosure, opening up the conversation around assault. The flood of revelations, many dating back to teenage years, speaks to the magnitude of the problem. Debbie Trent of Montreal's Sexual Assault Centre says teens aren't the only ones confused about assault.
And what we're talking about is somebody who decided to do something against that person's will. And it doesn't mean that it has to be a crime where there is a lot of violence or there is a lot of physical injury. But in that moment in time, because that person decided, I don't care what you think, I don't care what you want, I don't care how you're feeling, I am going to do this. Too bad for you. And until we can really understand that that is what sexual assault is, has nothing to do with sex or unwanted or things that are hidden. It has to do with someone who's decided to do something against a person's will. Until we can clearly be really clear about that, I think that we still have a long way to go.
Especially since many of these assaults happen in plain sight at parties and events. Last November, police were called to Spookland, an all-ages Halloween party near Gatineau, gone horribly wrong. The alcohol-fueled bash was broken up and dozens of teens taken to hospital. 3 girls were reportedly sexually assaulted. Tests later showed one had the date rape drug GHB in her system. The story shocked many, but not these teens. This girl says 2 of her friends were given GHB at a party and assaulted.
They were really embarrassed at first. They didn't want to talk. And it took them actually a couple of months to actually say it and speak up and tell someone.
These teens say they feel powerless to help their friends, let alone prevent assaults from happening.
Because if someone wants to do something, take advantage of someone else, they'll do it. Nothing's going to stop them. And we can't control that.
But experts say you can. It starts with speaking up.
It's on us.
A host of celebrities and President Barack Obama are lending their voice to a campaign called It's on Us. The movement is about preventing sexual assaults by becoming active bystanders.
To get in the way before it happens.
It's the people who are committing the crimes who have to stop doing it. And it's how we have to stop as a group protecting them, and we have to call them to it.
It's like the whole bullying campaign. Step up, step up, and if you're a bystander, do something about it and say this is not okay. Especially because alcohol, as someone who's inebriated, cannot consent to sex legally.
Some say it's time to bring sex education back to Quebec's classrooms. Currently, it's integrated into other subjects. But critics say that means topics like assault, consent, and disclosure aren't discussed enough, and the cycle of violence continues. In the meantime, police say the best protection is to have a plan before you go out. Best of all, a buddy system.
If you go in parties, if you go in bars, don't leave by yourself. Stay with your buddy. Always stay with your friends. Come back with your friends. Don't stay alone.
And don't stay silent.
We have to realize that it has the potential of also happening to us, and becoming more aware and more prepared for if it does and how to react in the situation as well.
Denise Roberts, CTV News.